Hey everybody, it's Dave here, and we are coming to you from Monica's Kitchen. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about Insanity and the Insanity Nutrition Plan, and give you some strategies for how you can be successful with that. So, Monica?
Yes. I think probably my two major tips of the week would be, last week we talked about pre-planning your meals. So you have 5 meals that you get to choose from, and they range in caloric value from 300 to 500 calories. And then there's block snacks that you can add on to that. So how do you set yourself up for success? One of my suggestions would be that when you plan your meals 1 through meal 5, you would choose one meal from each of meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, meal 5. And then, for example, if you have to go to work, you would pack yourself a cooler full of the meals of those 5 meals that you have chosen that will keep best while you're at work. Things like, I thought of cereal, Shakeology, the peanut butter toast, sandwiches, and I was even going to suggest that you eat your meals out of order. So instead of eating meal 1 as your first meal of the day, you might eat meal 2 first and then eat meal 1 second, because, for example, I love the Mexican eggs, so I could eat my eggs in the morning because that's something I could either cook the night before or I'd have time to cook in the morning. And then I would eat my Shakeology meal second or third of the day, and then I could bring in my sandwich second or third. So there are definitely tons of options, and so my first suggestion, eat your meals out of order. And then my second suggestion would be to know your substitutions. For example, they have the yogurt meal, and maybe they suggest, or with the peanut butter toast, they suggest you have half a cup of cottage cheese. And realistically, you're thinking to yourself, well, half a cup of cottage cheese doesn't keep very well while I'm at work all day. So if you know your substitutions, you know that you can have milk, or even an additional tablespoon of peanut butter, or just read those substitution lists. A half a banana does not keep as well as a whole apple. So when you know your proper substitutions, you're really going to start to nail your diet plan every single day. So keep a cooler, look at the things that keep for a long time, and be okay with eating those 5 meals out of sequence. Just make sure that you don't eat like 2 meals from the number 2 menu. Just eat meal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also know which convenience stores or grocery stores, or even close to you, sandwich shops or sushi places that would be selling things that are recommended in the nutrition guide. So when you're really, really rushed, but you have time just to go grab something that's already been pre-made, you would know where you could get those things over time.
Cool. So we had really 2 questions we were responding to this week. That was one from Justin Hunter about, what meals can I eat during the day? I'm always on the run, and so that was our recommendation, was to keep a cooler with some ice in it. One of those little ice packs. The other one was a question about the containers that we use, and I'll let Monica address that one.
Oh, these are just called Glass Lock, and so they're tempered glass. It's just a little bit more environmentally friendly, or a lot more environmentally friendly, and it also, when you're reheating, it just doesn't have the plastics that would leak toxins and like BPA into your foods. So,
but it does have these nice little locking
glass locks on top.
So it's just like a Tupperware, but it's really tempered glass on the bottom.
I actually saw these for sale at Marshall's and TJ Maxx this week. So they're a bargain. Go get them.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone.
One more thing that is a great snack is the P90X nutrition bar, or Peak Performance bars. I like the peanut butter ones. These are something I keep in my desk. Also in my desk, I keep oatmeal and protein powder, so you can mix up some of that pro oatmeal stuff. And so those are great little snacks. Also nuts. I keep almonds in my desk and cashews at my desk too. So if I get hungry and I'm trying to bridge a meal, those are little things that I can use to do that. So those are your strategies for success this week. And what's the most important part?
Plan ahead and commit, and you will succeed.
There you go.